Hey everyone, in this video we are talking about the View Transitions API available in Chrome. So this was something that is now shipped to the stable version of Chrome from the Chrome version 111, and I saw a post from Eddie Osmani from Google team or from the Chrome team talking about it and just sharing about an example. So I dug more into it and I went to the article that was published quite a long time ago in 2021 actually, and this showed, hey, what is possible with this View Transitions API. And what is really possible is that if you have a single page application and you want to navigate from one page to another, you can actually transition between those pages in a really nice way. And behind the scenes, what this does is that Chrome essentially takes a screenshot, sort of a screenshot of the previous view, and then also it sort of combines it with the next view. So what's possible is that you can come up with all of these sort of transitions. But what I was mostly interested in was the hero transition. For example, by default, the View Transitions API has this effect where if you go from one page to another, it would just fade into the next page. But what I was interested in was how do I make sure that I can go from one place to another and have this sort of behavior of the hero image being swapped. For example, if I click this, it goes to the next page, but then it understands that in the next page, this huge view of the video is actually what was there here. So how do we link those? So I came up with my own implementation that's shown on the right side, but I'm going to show you first the demonstration. So this is on my site where I teach web development courses or similar things for free. So we have about 98 students in the most recent course that I'm building for the people of Pakistan and India. So this one has this sort of animation when I click a particular course. I've actually trimmed down this to 25%. But what happens is if I click this card, you can see that it goes from there to this page's this hero element. So the View Transition API is able to understand that this image here is in the context of animations is linked with this element here. So it essentially transitions it just like that. And same goes for this one. In this particular page, I don't have an image, but I rather have an iframe, but the effect is quite similar. So I'm going to actually go to 10%. And if I go here, you can see that this is now sort of taking out that particular iframe and sort of animating it. So this is really cool, right? But I also implemented this on the blog. So if I go to my blog and for example, if I go to CSS box model, now this item is supposed to be the hero element in this case and the one that I am looking for transitioning. So if I click this, you can see that it goes to the next page with this really smooth, nice transition, and then it becomes the second page. But if I do this in 100% speed, this is how it looks like. So if I click this, you can see that this is fast. So if I go here, try to go click here, you can see that this is snappy. Now, this is something that we can also make sure that it runs smoothly on the browsers which do not support this. So I do have a check for checking if the document dot start view transition method is not available, which means that this API is not available in the browser. Then I just do a router dot push, which means I just go to the next page without any transitions whatsoever. But you can actually take this one step further and you can do crazy animations with this. For example, this is on my local. I think this is sort of not so sober, so I'm not going to push this on production so it doesn't match my taste, but the possibilities are endless. So if I click this element, let's see what happens, and I'm going to go with a 25% to this, and if I click this, you can see that it not only animates that, but it also has this document clipping effect that sort of goes to the whole page. So if I go back now, I can go to the next one and see what happens there as well. There, you can see that the whole page goes from top to bottom, and that's also an interesting animation that you might want to have in some application. I don't really want that because it doesn't suit my taste. So I've gone with a simple one on my course, and if I click this, you can see it's a very minimalistic hero element transition, but not really too fancy. So if I click this, you can see that it still shows something there. So I hope you learned something new. If you did, let me know in the comments if you find this exciting. Which browsers do you want this API to be available on, and what kind of applications do you already have where you intend to implement something like this? And if you found this video useful, follow me for more.